We're back on the road trip across America, and we are in Victorville. California. And what is interesting about Victorville, California is it's a bedroom community now to the greater LA area. A lot of people go over the pass into Ontario and further on to LA, and this is where they live. Why? Because inventory is cheaper, and what you get here in Victorville is a lot of distressed rentals. If you're into the distressed rental market, in other words, looking for those, buying them at lower prices. There's really not wholesale here in anywhere Southern California because there's foreign investors who are driving up the prices. But if you're okay to get in, use it as an investment, and wait for appreciation, then there's good opportunity here. Now, market in general is been relatively flat for a while. Most people who do the wholesale are obviously looking for the distressed properties to buy them in low, then get your margin and find a rehabber to come in and fix them, and they move on and go to the next deal. But in California, you're going to look at it more as an investment. Now the question, there is a lot of demand for rentals here in California. Housing prices are so crazy that it's driven up the rental demand big time. The question here is, what kind of a investment do you want to make? Now, in the greater Victorville area, I'm right by the 15 paralleling it. I'm going down to another town that I'm going to look at, Adelanto, here in a minute. And this area, there's a lot of newer homes just off the freeway. Newer meaning, well, in the last 30 years. Newer is a term that is used loosely here in the desert, but you find a lot of those homes, 80s, 90s, stucco,
3 miles, turn right onto US 395.
Interesting roofs, trying to deal with insulation to keep from because it does get extremely hot here. So what I would do is I would drop in, just circle downtown Victorville, go out about 2 or 3 miles, circle that, and start driving. And the first thing you want to do is become very familiar with any city. It's something I always teach. If you're interested in learning more, you can DM me. John Sarver, 951-847-0116, or look me up on all the social media channels and I'll help you. But the point is that you draw the circle, drop in, and you got to get to know your area first. Teach that in all the videos. That flies in the face of what you're told by people who want to sell you their service, that it's easy to do it virtually. You can do it virtually. It's just not easy to do it virtually. I'm living that right now, and with my partners in Tulsa and Kansas. The problem with virtual is it leaves you without the real control of the deal. You have to depend on other people, and you have to have really good people like I do, where they're dependable. And if they're not, the key is to learn and understand the city you're in. So here's, we're moving out in the greater Victorville area. There's a lot of newer projects, as my wife called them, still several decades old, but there's really a lot of growth in the greater Victorville area now. If you drive around here, you are going to find a lot of distressed rentals. And with the economy ever shifting in California, there's more renters who are wanting. And if they're wanting to get out, this is an opportunity for you to get in. So you'll want to start at the city center, anywhere near Victorville and the 15. Plot it out a couple of miles and get out there and drive. And it's as you do that, you can easily go to artificial intelligence. Just simply ask artificial intelligence, what are the just best distressed or wholesale zips? I'm going to have you do that. Normally, I do that and prepare. For a video, but why tell you when you can do it yourself? And any city USA, go on ChatGPT. I find that's a good one. Microsoft has a good AI service, and say what are the best distressed rentals, wholesale areas in. We'll start with Wichita, and make sure you put real estate, and then see what it tells you, and ask for some specific addresses to start. It'll actually give you some. Now, with AI, you can't take what it says as the gospel. You got to go verify. AI is always about verifying. So verify it, make sure that it lines up, and then you got something. So out in the greater Victorville area, really 2.5, 3 miles is where you want to go, and start there. And as you begin to understand the zips in the area better, well, then you can move out a little bit. So Victorville, great area to drop in, make it happen. My mentor, Todd Dodson, we've been out here several times. Now, California is going to take a higher level of skill to find the kind of areas, the kind of inventory that you want. And again, because of foreign investment, it's changed it dramatically in the last decade. So the key to success in this is pig-headed determination, as Holmes used to say, and that is like a pit bull hanging onto an ankle, you don't let go until you get the deal. And in California, the cycle is going to take longer. So check it out. Check out Victorville. Great opportunity for you to make big time money. I'm often asked when looking for investment opportunities, what about Adelanto? And frankly, I've looked at it myself several different times. So things have changed over the years, probably since I've been doing this about a decade. And Adelanto represents a different kind of investment opportunity. It's more of a bedroom community to Victorville. It is a community, because of the sprawl out here, that is definitely moved out. quite a bit. This is the old baseball. They used to have a minor league team here, and they've since boarded this up and moved the team out a long time ago, which if you're a baseball fan is kind of sad, but it's the way it goes. So Adelanto, the way it was the last decade, there's a lot of boarded up, vacant, just plain ugly dumps. But here's what happens as you begin to build your real estate muscle, the acumen, the understanding of real estate. You know how things eventually sprawl and work in SoCal. Now, I've not been out here, but we're going to check a hunch, because I want you to know that I know what I'm talking about. If I know what I'm talking about, then I can help you. DM me, John Sarver, 951-847-0116. And I will help you with exactly what I'm doing today. Basically, I'm coaching myself. Here's my hunch. And again, I haven't been out here for probably 3 years. Here's my hunch. 3 years ago, Adelanto had made some significant shifts. It was a poor, tired, beat up bedroom community of Victorville. And as we drove around, and I drive around, you can see the really low income part of Southern California. So, no matter where you go in a city, the first thing you got to do is you got to drop in and drive. So you can tell that Adelanto gave it a big swing and a miss on the minor league baseball park, and they actually had a minor league team here for several years, but they weren't able to draw like they wanted to. So it didn't happen. But what we're doing here now is you want to simply drop in to an area and you want to drive it. Now, Adelanto is low income, has been for years, but my guess is that things have changed. So we're going to go and see if that is true. So as we're driving here down into the main area, you can see that it's a lot of Section 8. When you see Section 8 like this, all of a sudden it should bring to your mind, okay, we've got some low income stuff happening. You have a lot of older houses, plenty of Section 8. Boy, now that I have done this as much as I have, it's really interesting to see how much you have here. Older houses, distressed houses. When you go into an area where they don't have a lot of commerce, and they don't here, they have older stores, but nothing, no national brands, anything like that. Okay, so you're going to ask yourself, is this a place where I can invest? Here you have low-income apartments right here, Rain Tree Gardens. Nothing rainy out here in Adelanto. Here's some newer houses here. When you see new builds like that, Okay, the first thing you got to ask yourself is, well, what do developers see that I might not see? And I can tell you right here, Desert Garden Apartments, these are relatively new. You got apartments over on the side here, relatively new. This is all within the last decade. So that tells me that developers are starting to really move out here. Now, in the case of providing housing for low-income people, they see an opportunity. Now, as we cross here, a lot of low-income housing right here. See the apartments, plenty of low income right there. Look at that. So there is opportunity for investment, but you got to be strategic. And what I'm seeing here is the opportunity for investment is there are a few new builds, sure enough, and then you also have the low-income apartments. You have the low-income trailer park there. So there is strategically opportunity here. You're not going to be able to find a lot of the single-family homes that are going to make any sense in this city, but you're seeing a lot of like luxury apartments, things like that. Opportunity for bigger investment. So what I would do is continue to drive and look and see what opportunities that you potentially have here. Okay, so we're here in Adelanto, which borders the Southern California Logistics Airport, where planes come to sit and die. What is interesting here in this area is you have an Amazon fulfillment warehouse that obviously the planes from, and you can see them right over there. Look at all those. A lot of United planes, FedEx, and these planes are all here to die a slow death. But when you start to see significant development in an area, right here we have a huge Goodyear warehouse. You can see that right there. And then you've got the Amazon Fulfillment Center over on the other side there. And when you see that, it tells you that some real things are happening right here. So, common sense tells you that if you've got that going on, you might have some development that is new to the Adelanto area. So, we are now moving out of the area of the Southern California Logistics Airport, and we're going to take a look, because the best way to figure this out is to drive, to find out yourself. I said on an earlier video, I haven't been out here for 2 years. My instincts tell me, because this is California, people are always looking for deals, and Adelanto being the most distressed Southern California small town, but very reasonably close to Victorville, that there could be some pop-ups of development. Now, frankly, I expected if there was going to be any, that it would be closer to the Amazon and the Goodyear, and now we're about a mile out there. So that hunch it just tells you that there's still a ways away from anything significantly eventful happening here. But we are coming in now to the closest community of Adelanto to the Southern California Logistic Airport. I have been here before several times with Todd Dotson, and I look at it different now because what is the reality of the investment situation? That's how you have to look at it, no matter whether it's in Southern California or not. Now, the premise around here is if you're interested in low-income housing, luxury apartments, this may be a place that you want to check out. This is where we were a little bit earlier. So this is actually the closest area to the airport, and you do have low-income housing, Section 8 housing. All of those would tell me that as a developer, I want to buy more land and get as many different people in here as I can in a situation where I've got significant holdings. And this is an example of what we're talking about across the street. See, what this developer did is they maximized their holdings. They realize it's a low income, and they're more than willing to get the land for cheaper. So you've got the land that's cheaper, you got low income people moving out here, and this is your play in Adelanto. So there is some opportunity, but you have to be wise in how you attack it here in Adelanto. So we're in a little different part of Adelanto here, US Route 395. We are here at what would probably pass for the center of the town, and this alone would tell you that a aggressive investment is probably not in the cards. But can you find anything that is going to make some sense here? Again, what we talk about is no matter where you plot your area, you've got to drive and drop in. That's why if you do real estate virtually, then you need a bird dog. And a bird dog that you can trust, not just somebody who you came up with and yeah, they said they'd do it. That can run into, realistically, all kinds of problems. It can be done, but it's a lot more problematic. So what we're doing here is we're looking for opportunities, pockets that we can drop into and see if there are investment opportunities. Again, the reason we're here in Adelanto is because it is the low-income area in Southern California. It is by the Southern California Logistical Airport. big Goodyear distribution warehouse and an Amazon warehouse. Normally, when you get something like that, you've got investment opportunities. But this has been depressed for years that I'm coming here to check it out myself. Now, lots of low income Section 8 housing. I'd tell you right there that anything you decide to buy has got to be done very, very carefully. Let's drive by and take a look at some of the inventory here and just see if we see anything. My hunch was, because of the Amazon warehouse, which is literally right next to the city, and then you have the Southern California Logistics Airport, because wherever you have an Amazon warehouse, it's going to be by an airport. So normally there's good investment opportunities. That is not the case here. You could, if you bought the land, like this land right here in this corner, okay? If I bought that land, I'd put low-income housing on it, because that would be your potential play only after you check the pulse of what's happened with other investors. So you can see these houses here. These would be classic wholesale type of plays in any other area. But in this area, it's clear that what you're looking for is marketable demand. So I would first drop in and look at the land. If there's, I've done a study and there's enough demand for additional low-income housing. Now, the reason I'm saying that there is look at this Amazon warehouse and the Goodyear warehouse, literally right on the border here. And with that means that there's a lot of people bleeding in here. Common sense would tell you well, if they're bleeding in here, there's going to be more demand for housing. Well, what's clearly happened is that people are staying in the outskirts, over in Victorville and the outskirt area. It bleeds in about 2 or 3 miles and comes within a couple of miles of Adelanto. So Adelanto's been depressed for so long, people are not going to take a look at that for individual residences. But definitely low-income housing, definitely buying land. There is opportunities for somebody with a vision there. So come and check it out. Adelanto, California. This is John Sarver signing off. The real estate across America. We're here in Cali.